Hi guys, it's Kara from, sorry about that, it's Kara from Goddess to Goodness. I started this video, but I'm actually re-recording it because I have a new setup here and I just realized that you guys might not have been able to see the cards. Alright, because kind of when I get into the mode of like channeling, I kind of don't think with my logical mind, okay? So welcome. I hope you guys are doing well tonight, and bear with me. I'm just going to kind of go through what I already have laid out here because it's really beautiful energy, and then we'll continue from there. So this is a reading, like a general reading for the new moon in Libra, okay? And again, if you were led here, there's definitely a message in here for you. But this is the general energies that will last for 4 weeks up to 6 months, okay? Stick around till the end because I'm going to give you a couple of tools and tips on how to create a really awesome new moon practice for yourself. And also, if you want me to look into your personal situation, you can go ahead and book on my site, on my website, goddesstogoodness.com. All right, and so, yeah, so first I'm going to start by just kind of cleansing the space a little bit here. And yeah, that's really funny. So I just got this like new like light set up and whatever, and it's awesome. But I realized that I might not have been showing you guys the cards in the right spot here. So a little bit of sage for you guys. All right, oops. As I start things on fire. And a little bit of sage for me. Okay. So I hope you guys are having a great new moon, and I'm just going to kind of go through this very quickly, and then we'll delve deeper into the reading. So, all right. So, the first deck that I am using is a good friend of mine gave this to me yesterday. It's really cute. I hope you guys can see it here. And I'm going to use this for the main energies of what we will be dealing with for the next 4 weeks up to 6 months. All right. And so what came out was adventure. All right. And adventure says live wild and free. We then have friends. And this originally came out in reverse. I usually don't read cards like this in reverse, but I'll explain in a second. The most unlikely friendships can form like variegated lichens on hard rock, and they create a tight bond. Okay, then we have journey. Okay, and journey says branch out to new worlds. And on the bottom of the deck, I love it, we have time. Okay, and time says embrace in the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. Okay, so I love this energy, and that's why I decided to keep it. All right, so adventure, I love that. So to me, to me, it just means that like we are in this energy of like starting new cycles and having new beginnings and things like that. Okay, to clarify adventure, the Nine of Wands came out in reverse. Now, if you see her, she just escaped out of this maze back here. All right. And she is the torch, and she's literally like she's out, she's excited that she's escaped, but if you look at her, she's almost like looking around, kind of like, oh my gosh, where do I go? All right, so we've been kind of trapped in this like stuck energy of like going round and round in circles, and there's this energy of like freedom right now, right? Like we've broken free from something that's kind of been keeping us, running around the same old trail. All right, friends came up, and like I said, it came out in reverse, but the way I'm taking this card is that we're stepping into an energy of leaving like old partnerships and dynamics and belief patterns and things like that behind, but at the same time, we're also gaining new perspectives, new experiences, new people, and new situations into our lives. All right. So what I wanted to say about this is friends, when that card comes up to me, what that represents is an energy of just any outside energy that isn't yours. So it could just be anything, you know what I mean? Like, home, work, job, friends, relationship, belief patterns, just anything that kind of like it could be, you know, a belief pattern you had that somebody told you as a child. You know what I mean? It's like energy that, like, it's like your energy being influenced by something outside of yourself. All right. It could be a situation that's influencing you, or, you know, take that how it resonates. We then have journey, branch out into new worlds. All right. And so with friends came out the 10 of Wands. So we have this like great, like graduating, or energy of like moving forward. She's out of the maze, but here she is. She's like tied to like a stake here, right? You know what I mean? So what this shows to me is it's like she's literally burning up anything that is either like held her back, or any weight that's been on her shoulders. And it's like it's now just so heavy. She's ready to literally to just like burn it up like a phoenix. Okay, it's like literally combusting into flames to start over. Fire has an energy of purging, but also creating at the same time. So, like I said, at the same time that you're burning and releasing stuff, you're also bringing in that new energy. With journey comes up the world. All right, and the world could be like travel. Okay, and I love that it came up after or under journey. And you could see here she's in this white dress, so it's like this pure, you know, angelic person flinging the door open and like handing you the key. You've been locked in this closet for how, you know, God knows how long, and she's giving you the key. And look how sunny it is out here. It's like you're ready to like step into like a brand new world. Okay, so like new people to meet, new experiences to be had, and I think this is a beautiful energy. All right, and so where is it? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, and then for time, which was on the bottom of the deck, I feel like that's what you've been doing this whole time. You've been putting in like the time, the energy, the effort into like creating this new world, or getting yourself out of this maze, right? Like you've been preparing yourself for this like new adventure, and you've been doing all the things necessary in order to get you this far. All right, and like again, the Hermit comes up for this, and I love it because it's like he's found the light. He's done the soul searching. You know, this is somebody who's like takes their experience, but then like kind of like examines it from like a higher perspective. And it's like, what am I really investing my energy in here? Am I investing my energy into things that like that light me up, that make me passionate, that give me hope, that give me purpose? Or am I investing my time and my energy into things that like drag me down, make me feel heavy, make me feel challenged or burdened or blocked, right? So, and again, I love how like she's right here looking at him, because here she is like in the dark, but it's like this is like you looking at like your essence, like your inner self, and being like, he's a wise old man here, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so like I have this wisdom, and I'm going to use my wisdom to, you know, like make a choice on what direction that I'm going in. All right. And so then I actually decided to clarify the two majors we have here, which again is the world and the Hermit, right? So again, this could be like, you know, maybe going somewhere or traveling. It could be like moving from one home to another, one job to another, a relationship to another. But it's like after a lot of soul searching and really like diving deep within yourself, you've come to the answer. All right, and so when I clarified the Hermit here, I got the Three of Cups in reverse. Oh, and by the way, the decks, if you like them, the links will be available in the description below. And the first deck is the Haunted House deck. All right, and I'm keeping with the creepy theme for October. And then we have the Nightmare Before Christmas. And so if this reading resonates with you guys, give it a like, give it a share with someone you care about. And if you like this and want to see others, go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit that little bell for me. All right, but like I said, let's get back to the reading here. So we have the Three of Cups come up in reverse, because again, it's this energy. The Three of Cups is an energy of like emotional. It's like energies that are outside of you that you're emotionally connected to, okay, or have some impact on you emotionally, right? I know sometimes a lot of people are like, well, it's a third party situation. Yes, it could be, but it could be like anything. It could be something that tugs at you emotionally, all right? And what I'm getting here, because if you see, it's like the repeat of this guy, right? So it's almost like not even outside energy. It's almost like something that pulls at you emotionally from within you. You know what I mean? Because see how it's like almost an extension of himself, right? So these are things to me that like weigh on you emotionally, all right? But it's like things you're realizing that they're really, they may have felt like big things before, but it's almost like realizing that like these really don't hold that much weight anymore, okay? It's almost realizing that like how certain things have become maybe like insignificant, less important, or hold less of an emotional hold on you. All right. The next one here is the King of Needles, which is the King of Swords, and it comes up in reverse. And it's like you see him like thinking and contemplating here. But when this comes up in reverse and it fell over the Nine of Wands here, this is like an energy of like getting out of the maze, you know, being relieved that you got out. But then it's this energy of like overthinking, like, okay, where the hell, like having anxiety, like, where do I go now? Like, it's an energy of just really being like overwhelmed, I feel, about logically where do I go. Now that I know that I'm releasing these things emotionally, like, now what? Okay. And then what comes up is the Three of Presents, which is, this is the Three of Pentacles. All right. So with this energy, it's like, yeah, this is really cool because it's like, okay, well, I'm going to like dive deep in and I'm going to start working on things, but maybe it's time to like, and I see like it's a kid here, okay, you know, like a young mommy. So it's this energy of almost like collaborating, but like with like new people, new ideas, new situations, new projects. All right. And I don't, if you've ever seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, for them, they live in Halloween Town and doing Christmas. All right. They're doing it their way. So again, you might not know how or what to do, just like these guys in Halloween Town. They don't know what Christmas is, but they're going to do the best they can, and they're just going to start making small movements forward. Wow, that's really beautiful energy. I love that. Okay. So, all right, so now we are caught up, and now I'm going to clarify the energy of the world. All right, so Spirit, tell me for the new moon in Libra, tell me about the world. And thanks for bearing with me, guys. I really appreciate it. My next video should be... Oh, wow, I love how those fell out. My next video, I should be more familiar with the setup here. So, thanks a lot for bearing with me. All right. So... Yeah, okay. So, again, for the world, what you're completing is, or what you're moving away from is I have the Queen of Presents, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, along with the Six of Presents or the Six of Pentacles. So again, it's like no longer giving into situations where like it's an imbalance or where it's moving towards situations that are like equally reciprocating in the physical, right? So anything where like maybe it was like a very one-sided dynamic, again, that could be work, home, school, whatever, you know. But if it's like you were giving and giving and giving to something, it's like you are now moving away from giving your energy into things like that, and you're moving towards things that will be equally reciprocating, all right? And that's really beautiful energy. All right, so Spirit, okay. And again, guys, if you do want me to look into your personal situation, you can go ahead, and my website is in the description below. You can book me directly on my website. All right, and so, all right, so Spirit, so what advice or what strong advice or guidance do you have for people for dealing with these main energies here? Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be like the same here. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. All right? So the Two of Pentacles here is it's like pick the pentacle, or it's like pick the path that you definitely want to uh pick the path that you want to like focus your energy on, because like I said, what's ending, all right, is being in situations that like where you aren't stable or secure or safe, or where you're ungrounded. It's like giving those situations up to then step into this where like you don't have to like wonder, right? You like, it's like stepping into situations. Look how happy she is. This Queen of Pentacles, she's just like covered in flowers. She's grounded. She's secure. And then there's a bunny here, so that's like very fertile, right? Like, and it's also like abundance, right? But she only has one pentacle in her hand. She's not wondering like, is it this or is it that? All right, there's no there's no uncertainty here. All right, with this. So go for the thing where you feel like that safety, that security, that like at peace energy. Like you'll know it when you feel it, you know what I mean? Like when it's like the right thing, it's like that one thing will just shine a little bit brighter than the other, and you'll know, like your heart will know. So let your heart guide you. And if you are feeling a little lofty or ungrounded, all right, now would be the time to like ground your energy. So try to get outside if you can. There's certain crystals that will ground your energy, like tiger's eye. Hematite is a really good one. What else for grounding? There's a few others. There's one called like fairy stone. But just, you could type it into Google and look up grounding stones. But that would be definitely a good, a good, something good to have around. Another thing is like taking salt baths to like clear your energy. All right, so that would be another good way to ground your energy. All right, so Spirit, what is it that how can people best leverage this energy or use this energy into utilizing it for their highest purpose? How can people utilize this energy to align with their highest purpose or their best and highest good? All right, how can they best use or leverage this energy for the new moon in Libra? All right, yeah, so look at it's like, here's what I'm getting. Yeah. So take yourself out of the pause. All right, the Hangman, but it comes up in reverse. So this energy is like, even though you may be like overwhelmed and like maybe like overthinking or having like anxiety or uncertainty about what direction to go in or what choice to make, the point is here is just to make like small little incremental steps. All right, and taking the small little what may seem like insignificant actions, doing that will shed light on where you are actually supposed to go, right? So now isn't the energy to like try to like force or like will anything, or you know what I mean, or to try to like push anything, but it's just about doing like little increments of action that feel right. All right, and then what happens is when you do that, the universe starts to then again like shed the light on where you're supposed to go. It gives you the key, and it then begins to open one door after another, right? Another one here is like meditate, okay? So you can see here like the monster's under the bed, but look at, she's not even scared, okay? She's sleeping, she's resting. Anything that felt like those monsters under the bed isn't even affecting her, because she's like putting those monsters to rest, or those fears or those doubts or those thoughts. She's putting them to rest, and she's going to sleep on it. All right, so that's the point. So if you do feel like overwhelmed, it's good, and it's recommended to actually like remove yourself and take a step back and go just relax, or like engage in some self-care. You know what I mean? If you gotta like go away for like a couple of days, Airbnb it or something, I don't know what travel's like, but it's that type of energy. It's like, just let it rest and like maybe sleep on it. If you feel like something's frustrating or stuck or it's not working, kind of just take a step back and the clarity will come. All right. Yeah, and then the Five of Swords comes out in like a neutral position like this. So to me, it's that same kind of energy. It's like, don't let these swords or these knives or these thoughts threaten you. You know, like, don't let them threaten your vision, or don't let these threaten your plan. Because after the Five of Swords, oh my God, is the Six of Swords, right? Which means moving on from like drama or chaos, or it just means moving away from like stressful situations. And if you do this and allow yourself time to rest, look at this. We have the Ten of Cups on the bottom, which is like, you know, like happy, fulfilling partnerships. Like ultimately, this is like ultimate happiness here, okay? This is a super beautiful energy, all right? And it's like your Ten of Cups. It's like it's leading your way to like ultimate emotional fulfillment. And you can see the rainbow here, this healing rainbow with all the cups. And all these cups are full, okay? Each one represents like something you want in life. Something that emotionally fulfills you, you know what I mean? And so and this could include like I said, new partnerships, new family dynamics. It could be, if you're within a dynamic, it could be repairing and healing that dynamic. Okay. So Spirit here, let's see, what else can I ask for you guys? All right. And so by following this advice, what is the best possible outcome in regards to this new moon in Libra energy? Yeah, it's the Chariot. It's your chariot awaits, madame. All right? The universe will literally pull up in a limo and be like, well, get in. All right? So if you can allow the things to coalesce that are meant to, right? This energy is very much about like, yeah, like giving it the time to coalesce. It's like going from like, okay, I know I'm on an adventure. I know I'm like ready to go, and now I'm free. I'm ready to friggin' take off and like friggin' sprint out of here. But then it's this energy of like, all right, but where? But where? But where? Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. What the universe is saying is just like, calm your horses, cool your jets, because it's literally coming. But the more you try to like force or push for it, that's when things are gonna get like frustrating, right? So it's about, again, taking like little balanced steps. And what they're showing me is they're showing me like the Justice card. And usually in the Justice card, she has a scale, you know, like where, I think it's on one of these cards. Hold on. Wasn't it? Okay, no, it isn't. But in the Justice card, there's a scale. So, like, what they're showing me is like, don't tip the scale in either in one extreme or another, right? Like, now is the time to just take those small baby steps. So like, when you have one of those scales, if you add like a grain or a coin or whatever that's a little too heavy on the one side of the scale, it'll throw it out of balance. All right? So they're showing me that like when you start adding like little grains or coins or whatever to that scale to try and balance things out, don't start by throwing boulders onto the scale. And what you want to do is throw like little grains of sand as opposed to like large pebbles or rocks. Because when you're balancing out, it's delicate. It may take a moment to like recalibrate the scale, if that makes sense. All right, so that's what they're giving me for you guys for this energetic update for the new moon in Libra. And remember, this is a super moon, so the energy is a lot more intense. The moon is closer to the earth. So what's cool about that is if you haven't done a new moon ritual, you can like do it tonight or within the next few days. And you can still manifest and harness the energy of the new moon. Now, new moons are good for starting new things, new adventures, and the beginnings of things, right? And so, again, when we're in the beginning of something, we're not going to have like when you sit down and begin writing a book, you're not going to have that hardcover book in front of you. So think of it that way. Like, you're sitting down at your computer to begin writing your new book. All right. And so it doesn't happen overnight. But again, if you just start typing one word at a time, each word eventually shows you, it'll reveal the direction that you're going in. It'll reveal that if that's the direction you want to take. All right. So a few cool practices that I've adopted into my life is, oh wow, look at that. And there was a card in here. Oh my God, I love that. And it's victory. It is success, okay? It's the Six of Wands. This is like an energy of like, you know, it's this energy of victory. Like victory and success. Look at her on this horse here. She finally like got on and she's like literally ready to like, you know, just plow right out of there. So that's a really beautiful card to see. All right, so anyways, back to what I was saying about a new moon ritual. New moons are good for new beginnings, drawing things into you, creating intention. All right, so the best way that I like to do that, and there's several ways, but there's a few things you will need right off the bat. And, hold on, let me just get this in here. And then, okay, so, and I use pretty much the same tools for a full moon ritual. And again, your ritual or practice will become unique to you because everybody will incorporate or do what feels right. All right. So, but the major things or the basic things I like to have are a candle. I like to have at least a feather or a smudge wand. This one I actually just bought yesterday and I thought it was really pretty. So I'll show you guys. It's my new one. Very pretty. All right. And then paper. And then I usually have like a glass of water or like a bowl of water with me and maybe a few crystals and things like that. And I don't know if you guys can see them down here, but for the new moon, I usually use crystals that are the color black. So you can, this is a black kyanite. You can use obsidian, jet, hematite. Did I say jet? I think I did. But there's a bunch of other black stones. There's like chrysanthemum stone, which is a really, do I have that out here? I don't. It's a really beautiful stone, but it's black with white on it. This is that one I was telling you about, was the fairy stone, but this is good for grounding. So anyways, you want to have your 4 elements, right? This one, this is birch paper right from a tree, or you can use regular paper. All right, you're going to have a pen with you as well. And usually before I start, I kind of sit down, I take a few deep breaths, and I will sit with whatever crystals that I want to use. All right, and I'll just have them in my, you know, my sphere, wherever I'm like sitting down to write my intentions. Okay, and so for full moons, I use more something like this birch paper. And this I actually harvest right from birch trees. It is available on my website. And for new moons, I actually use regular paper, and I'll tell you why. For full moons, I will burn the paper at the end of the ceremony because full moons are good for releasing or letting things go. For new moons, I use regular paper because I'm going to read this daily up until the next full moon, okay? And so for me, I wrote mine down, and I loved it because when I sat down to write it, it was actually 1:11 a.m., which to me, that's, you know, that confirms for me that, like, my guides are with me. All right, and so very, very simply, mine are kind of long, but I've been doing this for a while. You can make them as simple or as elaborate as you want. So for the new moon, as an example, I'll read you guys what I wrote. And also, I have a new moon ritual. It's 5 minutes long. I'll put the link to it at the end of this video. Okay, and you guys could check that out if you don't want to write down your intentions. You don't have to, okay? It's just I like to. So, all right. So, for this new moon in Libra, I intend to manifest the correctly aligned changes that I need to make mentally, physically, and spiritually in order to set a clear and direct path towards my highest potential in every aspect of my life. I now release outdated, outgrown, and low frequency thought patterns, beliefs, stories, conditions, programs, and opinions of myself and of others. And I ask my I am presence, my guides, my ascended masters, archangels, and my emissaries of light, and any other loving and supportive guides. I ask them for their assistance, and I invite them in at this time. I am making the changes and learning to accept new things, evolving and adapting to new relationships and dynamics. I am learning to streamline my life coaching and healing practice into a growing and expanding sustainable mission and a business that serves the highest good and well-being of all who are connected. I'm so grateful for all of this. And as within, so without, as above, so below. And what's crazy is when I was writing this, my candle literally blew out. And I was like, oh my God, that was one of the coolest things that I've ever experienced. To me, the energy was like strong as I was writing this. And when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, and I actually like wrote it there. And then I wrote arigato because I'm grateful for it. It was like my guides blew it out. It was just so cool. And as it is, so mote it be. And thank you to all energies for your guidance and assistance. All my love. All right, and that's how I wrote it. So again, you can write one sentence. You can write a couple of paragraphs. You can just read aloud, like bullet points if you want, and if that's what you feel comfortable with. So again, I had my candle lit before I sat down to write this. And I kid you not, as soon as I got to that point, the candle literally blew out. And it has glitter in it because I actually dress it with oil. And I visualize my intentions or my wants, desires, thoughts, whatever it is. And I visualize it as I spread the oil on it. And you can just use like a simple coconut oil or like a simple olive oil on your finger. And I dress mine with glitter because it just, I don't know, it makes it a little more magical for me. All right. And so after I do that, and I light you can use a stick of incense, you could use sage, sweetgrass. I sell smudge sticks on my website that are lavender that I hand tie. And then this represents the energy of the intention going out into the universe, okay? And so I usually use my feather smudge wand to direct the smoke all around, okay? And that like sends my call out into the ether, all right? And so again, each one of these represents the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water, okay? And at the end of this, I'll usually have a glass of water next to me, and I will drink it because water also holds energy. All right, so you're putting your energy out with the 4 elements. This is the fire. This is the air, okay? You can use a bell for the air, and then there's the water, and then the earth, or the crystals here, okay? And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I really appreciate all your love and support. Thank you so very much. Oh, and I just added a new bath product to my website. This is the Aphrodite Milk Bath. It's a blend of regular milk, coconut, and other florals and botanicals. And literally, this makes your skin super baby soft, even your hair. You can use it as a hair rinse, a foot soak, and even as a warm compress with a washcloth to relax you at night and to literally make your skin like baby soft. So these are up on my website, goddessofgoodness.com. If you guys are interested in any of my other services, I have classes available as well. Please check out goddessofgoodness.com in the description below. And again, if you guys like this and it resonated with you, share it with somebody you care about. And if you want to see more, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a beautiful new moon in Libra. Thanks for joining. Bye.